Genetically altered freaks?
Any that were malformed or just too damn hard for anybody to look at, we left them here.
Hey, welcome back to ScreenCrush. I'm Colton Ogburn, and Jurassic World Rebirth is more than just a soft reboot of the series, especially when you think about the deeper implications of what seemed like a happy ending.
Hey, what do you mean soft reboot? I thought this was like the 6th or 7th movie.
Right you are. Rebirth continues the story right where others left off, but it is still a soft reset for the series, which is not only why it's called Rebirth, but also why it features an entirely new cast of fresh faces. Oh, and hey guys, by the way, while I have you, we do have some great Jurassic Park inspired parody merch up on our merch store right now, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so the ending of this film is leading this franchise toward an extinction rather than a rebirth. And when I say that, I'm not talking about an actual extinction event, but rather a niche moment in Jurassic Park's long history, which could be the missing link between this movie and the absolute horror show that is sure to come next. But to understand all of that, we've got to talk about what is actually happening in this ending, why it's important, and finally, how this could lead to the revival of a long-shelved idea that's even more terrifying than the talking raptor in Jurassic Park 3.
Alan.
Now, the ending of Jurassic World Rebirth seems pretty straightforward on the surface. After finally collecting the necessary samples from the largest creatures on the planet, the crew is attacked by the franchise's latest twist on Dino Danger, mutant dinosaurs.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing. What makes them different from all those other new dinos we saw before?
Well, in some cases they aren't. The Mutodons are technically failed mutants, but they're pretty much just a raptor-pteranodon hybrid, just like the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World or the Indoraptor from Fallen Kingdom. But the D-Rex from this film takes things a step further. Well, the idea behind the creature came from mixing a Rancor and a Xenomorph and a T-Rex all together. It's really just a severely mutated T-Rex. So technically it's not mixed with anything per se, unless they're gonna like canonize Star Wars in the Jurassic Park franchise. Hey, Lucas and Spielberg are friends, so maybe. Now, after distracting the D-Rex with a flare, a classic Jurassic trope, the team is able to safely escape Al St. Hubert, watching the dolphins breach over the water and recreating the ending from the first film. But the big moment happens when Zora and Henry decide to share their findings with everyone. Now, this is huge because not only are they going to be able to unlock the medical potential that Lockwood had been trying to perfect for years, but they are going to open source it to give access to everyone.
Other person, are you biting your lips again?
I know, it's a terrible habit that I have, especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, but I'm actually getting a lot better about it now that I'm replacing that bad habit with a positive one. Fume, they're the sponsor of this video. And I'm sure that you guys have your own bad habits that you would like to quit, especially in social situations when you feel anxious or just bored. For me, Fume has been a game changer. Fume doesn't use smoke or vapor, just natural flavored air that gives you something to reach for, and it doesn't have all those harmful chemicals. Studies have shown that quitting a habit cold turkey is actually really bad for you, so I really liked having something to reach for when I feel the urge. It's an alternative to other harmful habits. Now, Fume is an award-winning flavored air device that doesn't use combustion, and it's not even electronic. You can use it anywhere. There's no smoke, no vapor, no chemicals, just naturally flavored air. It just has these plant-based cores that taste great. And they just introduced mango, my new favorite flavor. It's bolder than past flavors that I've tried, and I recommend it if you want to switch things up. Now remember, these are non-toxic flavors, and they are guilt-free alternatives with natural ingredients. And also, I love the magnetic, fidget-friendly design that makes this incredibly satisfying sound. Guys, more than 500,000 people have already added Fume to their daily routine, and I totally get why. It's simple, satisfying, and it doesn't come with any of the downsides of your old bad habits. And right now, if you order the Journey Pack using my code ScreenCrush, you will get a free Fume topper. It is this rubber piece on the end that you can chew on, and it is great for oral fixation anxiety. So if you've been thinking about changing your habits, this is a perfect first step. So go to tryfume.com/ScreenCrush or scan the QR code on screen to grab yours today. Now, back to what I was saying. Okay, so while Rebirth may be the first time we've seen a crew sent to InGen's Abomination Island specifically to create medicine, it's not the first time that the dino's medical potential has been mentioned in the series. In fact, it has not only been a central aspect to the past 3 movies, but it was a central reason for why Hammond split from Lockwood all those years ago.
Wait, who are those people?
Well, remember, Hammond and Lockwood are the founders of the park, but they went their separate ways sometime between the first and second movie. You see, when Engine first created the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park, they were barely scratching the surface of the technology that they had uncovered. It's much more than just rewiring ancient DNA to create dinosaurs. This tech has human applications too, but once Lockwood started exploring this potential, Hammond really started to sweat the complex moral implications and ethics of human cloning, eventually leading them to go their separate ways. But Lockwood understood its potential to eradicate disease, as we saw in Fallen Kingdom. His daughter, Cassie, was also able to prove it when she gave birth to her own clone daughter, Maisie Lockwood. Now, Maisie's immaculate conception alone makes her pretty amazing, but what makes her truly special is that her genetics were altered to make her immune to a genetic disease that would eventually claim her mother's life. Now, as tragic as this was for her, it provided Lockwood with proof of concept that Engine's cloning technology could be used to cure diseases previously thought incurable. So, the precedent of having Engine's experiments having this potential to be a cure-all component has been well established in this series, which seems to be the kind of future we are heading towards after the credits roll on Rebirth. And guys, to celebrate our love for the entire Jurassic Park series, we designed these shirts for you at our merch store. We have a mosquito in amber, Life Finds a Way, the Clever Girl, available in men's and women's sizes to make sure you get a great fit, and the Isla Nublar Fun Run shirt. Shopping our merch store is a huge and great way to support our channel, and we love designing these shirts for you guys. Links are in the description below. Okay, so with Zora and Dr. Henry both committing to open source their discoveries, this means that the new panacea should become accessible worldwide. If it has half as much potential as Lockwood and Wu claimed Maisie had, then it could essentially eradicate disease across the planet.
Well, that sounds really nice and not scary at all. I thought you said it was going to be scary.
Well, that's the thing, buddy. You see, Jurassic Park is all about chaos theory, which is essentially a fancy term for the butterfly effect. The idea that if you change one small thing, it could have massive implications further down the road. It's an aspect that has been central to the franchise ever since Austin mathematician Ian Malcolm would shut up about it in the first movie.
See, here I am now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory.
This sort of twisted domino effect on steroids idea is a key element throughout all the Jurassic films. In each one, humans mess with nature, nature messes back, and they decide maybe it's best we don't mess with nature anymore. However, that story gets pretty redundant pretty quickly, which is why Steven Spielberg really never wanted to make a sequel in the first place. I mean, where do you go from there?
Well, I'm out of ideas.
This creates the need for the franchise to introduce new elements to keep dinos fresh and interesting while continuing to explore the consequences of chaos theory and the impact of tampering with nature. This, of course, led to the introduction of hybrids like the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor, but the mutant dinosaurs introduced in Rebirth take this a step further, especially with the D-Rex. Not only did the D-Rex survive the encounter, meaning we're likely to see him again in potential sequels, but he also could be foreshadowing the potential consequences of mixing human and dino DNA. You see, the D-Rex is one of the first solid steps away from anything dinosaur-like in general. Beyond its famous movie monster inspirations, its mutations give it an almost ape-like stance, making it somewhat more human-like, which introduces more than just a bit of irony to the seemingly happy ending that we see here.
But wait a second, other person. You just said it's a mutated T-Rex, and it wasn't mixed with anything.
Right, but they are about to. Any potential cure they discover from the recovered Engine samples will essentially cross-contaminate human and cloned dinosaur DNA. And what's even crazier is that dino-human hybrids aren't even a new idea for the franchise. After Spielberg stopped making Jurassic movies, they really scrambled for ideas. And after Jurassic Park 3 wasn't well received at the box office, they started asking around for new ideas. And this led to them hearing out a pitch by the creators of the fan site Jurassic Outpost, which involved the military creating hybrid dino super soldiers. Now, supposedly, as soon as the heads of Amblin Entertainment heard the idea, it was shut down. However, aspects of that idea were recycled into a horror event at Universal Studios. In 2002, during Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Nights, Islands of Fear, the Jurassic Park island featured 2 exhibits with these terrifying dino people in an exclusive scare zone named Jurassic Park Extinction. The story around the events involved a mysterious scientist named Dr. Bird Burton, who had accidentally created these terrifying hybrids alongside a fearsome mutant creature named the Grebnadu, which are now running all over the island after a power outage. This experience took guests through Jurassic Park's own twisted version of a haunted house full of these mysterious dino-human hybrids, including grotesque Triceratops men, the acid-spitting Dino Man, and the aptly named Pterodactyl. These mutations also worked a lot like the Rage virus from the 28 Days Later franchise, making them inexplicably angry and violent. During the exhibit, they tear through a Triceratops with their bare claws.
Wait, are you trying to tell me the next movie is going to be based on a theme park ride? I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, person, don't you think?
Well, not really. I mean, what else can happen if you mix dinosaur DNA with human DNA in the first place? This is the natural place for the chaos theory to swing back, especially given the fact that Jurassic Park Extinction is also the first place we saw experimental mutant dinosaur creatures like the D-Rex and the Grebnadu. Neither of these creatures look like any real dinosaurs. They aren't perfected hybrids like the Indominus or the Indoraptor, but rather there's something new. Introducing these human dinosaur hybrids in the next movie seems like the most logical step for the series and aligns with the chaos theory that the series is known for.
That's chaos theory.
Now, that said, it is still possible that the samples that the team is bringing back can be mass-produced, or even if they get off their tiny raft alive, there's still a Mazzosaurus out there after all. It could be forever lost in the ocean, or worse, in the hands of greedy capitalists who only allow the wealthy to access it. It wouldn't be out of character for the series to put us right back where we started. They've done it plenty of times before. Now, with that said, it was good to see the series return to many of the aspects that made it so strong in the first place. While the Jurassic World trilogy gave us this globalized world of dinosaurs existing alongside people, it lacked the intimacy that made the first film so special and terrifying. But with Rebirth pushing all the dinosaurs back to a no man's land around the equator, it makes encountering these dinosaurs a rare experience once again, and it takes it back to the elements that made the original movie so great. And at the end of the day, most people watching Jurassic Park want one thing: to see some cool dino action scenes, and Rebirth certainly delivers on that. And while these mutant dinosaurs may feel a bit tacked on at the end of Rebirth, the implications for what they could mean in the future and the aspects that they could tie in further down the road certainly give them a special place in the franchise.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't giant dino people kind of ruin that? They shot that idea down for a reason, right?
Right. I am not saying that it's a great idea, Doug, but it certainly seems the most logical. And with the next movie technically being the 8th in the franchise, things are bound to get weird. Now that the series has pretty much depicted every dinosaur in existence, and now they're basically just throwing in sci-fi monsters in the mix for fun, there's really nowhere else to go but weird. So let's get weird.
Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
So hopefully that answers all of your questions on the ending of Jurassic World Rebirth. What did you think about the latest soft reboot? Any details we missed? Let me know down in the comments below. Or hey, go yell at Dodd on Twitter. He's the one who wrote this video. And hey, if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Glad you're here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video. For ScreenCrush,